Ariana. Ariana, what are you doing here?
Ariana, what are you doing here?
How are you?
You know, just casually co-hosting with my bestie, you know.
Is it warm? Are you hot?
Oh my God, it is so hot here. And
You're
will
in the
say,
tiniest little tank top. You're just so...
Oh girl,
Ooh,
yeah. I'm in a tank
sexy,
in a skirt
sexy today.
So I don't have to wear pants when it's this hot. We did get AC installed in our bedroom, which has been a saving grace because I think I can't remember if I mentioned on here, but like the last heat wave, we just did not sleep. Like I woke up every hour.
Oh my God.
I did not sleep through the night for like 3 nights. And then when the heat wave finally broke and we had a cool night, it literally was like I closed my eyes and opened them. Like that's how like deep, like I had that deep of a sleep because I had been so sleep deprived.
Wow.
So yeah, so I'm very happy that we have air conditioning in that room, but we could our budget only allowed for one room to be, to have the unit installed. Because again, air conditioning is not the norm here. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult for, an American moving from SoCal. Mm-hmm. Although there were places in Southern California that, like my Koreatown apartment, did not have AC.
Yeah.
I can't remember what time of year you guys stayed there, but...
It's crazy because AC, I don't know if you know this, the Ari. I'm going to give you a little bit of history about
fill me in.
Uh-huh. Air conditioning was originally not developed as air conditioning. It was originally developed as a dehumidifier for a printing press so that the ink would dry faster.
Oh, and not like splodge.
Yeah.
On the pages.
So that was, and then they realized, they were like, oh, if we send the hot air just outside, it actually cools the area as well. So then they were like,
wow.
We can just do that. So then the first official building to install it for an air conditioning purpose was the New York Stock Exchange. Wow. That's my history lesson.
How do you know that from your trip to New York?
I don't. I know it from TikTok.
You knew that before. Oh, from TikTok. Okay. That's why I was like, I'm more interested in how you learned this.
Well, Ariana, this week we read chapter 20 called Xenophilius Lovegood.
Yeah.
And I'd love you to tell me what happens in this chapter.
So we go to visit the Lovegood house. Xenophilius is there. And he tells us Luna will be coming shortly.
Okay, so I remember something about this, but I don't remember the full tea.
Oh, okay.
Because it's been ages since I've read and or watched this movie. So it's like, I know there's something weird and something about, I think the Bertha Jorkins scene too. I think I had mixed those up in my mind because I was like, is he Voldemort? Like I was like, something's weird here. Something's going on.
What's going on here?
We don't find out this week. We're gonna find out.
I know. Yeah, this was a little quickie.
It's a little quickie and also. Oh yeah.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. No, nothing.
Oh, it was a quickie, but like nothing happened. It's like all a preamble to the conversation of the next chapter. Yeah. So I was like, yay.
Yeah. I was just gonna say because I'm pretty sure the last episode I mentioned we were gonna unbox my Labubu's.
Oh yes.
And here they are. These are the ones I am keeping. But up behind me, listeners, viewers, listeners. If you're listening, I'm demonstrating. I'm gesturing to my Labubu's behind me. And Adam and RJ are both getting a little Labubu baby from my Big Into Energy collection.
A Lababy.
A gifted Labubu baby. A Lababy. A boo-boo. Stupid. Did your my autocorrect kept trying to make it xenophobic Lovegood, and I was like, no, please stop writing that.
We don't know what he is. Maybe he is xenophobic.
Maybe he is. Chapter 20. The chapter opens with... Chapter 20. Hermione is obviously still mad at Ron. Harry is not surprised by this. He didn't expect her to like, you know, make up with him overnight. So
Right.
Ron basically is just adopting a very like somber demeanor in her presence, which is really yeah. Like anytime she's there, he's just like.
Yeah, that's the
so
energy.
funny. I can just picture him just being like. But then when it's just Tim and Harry, he's all cheery, and he's very much changed his tune. So he's like, you know, kind of like the cheerleader on the squad. He's like, oh, did you hear the doggies?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny because our smaller dog Gigi, she's the one that gets like, she's more feisty. So she'll all of a sudden like be like a little guard dog. But she does this thing. I don't know if Friedrich does this when he's like about to bark, where like this is what her mouth will be like normally. She'll just be like, but then if she's about to bark, she'll be like it's so cute. She's like, and then you look at her lip and her little lip is like curled a little bit. It's so cute. And she's just so teeny. So it's like, oh, you're just so vicious. Oh, you little guard dog. So yeah, Ron has completely changed his tune, and he's like the team cheerleader now. He's the happy virus on the team in K-pop terms.
Yes.
He's like, someone is trying to help us, you know, someone's on our side. He's like, we got that Horcrux, you know. We're one down, bro. We're one down.
We're cooking.
We're cooking. Speaking of trios,
and now we're not going to be cooking for like 12 more chapters. Like we're gonna take a break from Horcruxes for a while.
Yeah, she did this like right at the what would this be, like end of Act 1 of this book?
Yeah.
She's got that story structure, you know. So yeah, Ron is the team cheerleader. That's what. This is literally like my second note, Adam. Harry also is feeling more optimistic with Ron back and having the sword and one Horcrux being destroyed. So Harry and Ron are kind of like filling each other in on what each other missed, you know, while they were separated. Harry told Ron about everything that happened in Godric's Hollow and like, you know, what went down there, that they almost died. And Ron's like, oh, I meant to ask you, how did you figure out the taboo? And Harry's like, what? And he's like, the taboo, you know, you're not supposed to say, you know, whose name. And Harry's like, oh, yeah, we got into a bad habit of that, but I'm not afraid to call him. And he like is about to say it. And then Ron is like, no, no, just like shouts him down. And then Hermione like gives him like a dirty look, like, how dare you? And Ron's like, sorry, but I told you it's taboo that if you say Voldemort, it breaks enchantments.
Which he doesn't say, by the way, but yes.
Yeah, he doesn't say that first. He should have led with that.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it breaks protective enchantments. And that's how they end up like tracking people. You become trackable. And so they apparently they found this out because they almost got Kingsley. And thankfully he fought his way out, but he is on the run now.
I hate this. Oh. I hate this so much. I don't even know why it's part of this book. I hate the idea that all you have to do is be like, oh, now this word is taboo. Babe, all these people's names are so bizarre that you could just make any of their full names a taboo and you'd be able to find. Like, if I was like there's only one Molly Weasley in the Wizarding world. It's not a massive community, Diva. It's not like there's a bunch of Jane Smiths walking around. Just have the taboo be Harry Potter.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Harry Potter would have been a better choice than Voldemort. I understand. And when he's like, oh, it's like because they were trying to find order members in the beginning, or like they were trying to find you and stuff like that. So they're like, of course, it's going to be people that were like working with Dumbledore. Oh,
because like couldn't the Ministry have made Sirius Black a taboo word, and then like in book 3 and then like use that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
It's a little it's another like convenient thing.
It's convenient, but why is it convenient? Is it just so that she can? Is the only
have them
point
get
so
caught
that she can
later.
have them get caught in Tottenham Court, or do they get caught again?
No, they get caught again.
Oh, okay. Well, don't say it. Learn from your mistakes.
Learn from your mistakes, Harry Potter. So they're kind of questioning who could have sent the dough. At first, Ron's like, do you think it could have been Kingsley since he's on the run as well? And Harry's like, no, his is a lynx. And then Ron's like, do you think it could have been Dumbledore? And Harry, like, he understands why he's a little bit hopeful with this, but he's like, he's dead. I saw him. I saw the body. And also his Patronus was a phoenix. Yeah.
This is a stupid question, so please feel free to tell me I'm stupid. It's his mom's Patronus, right?
It's not his mom's, but it is his mom.
Even
Listeners,
better.
you know. Listeners, you know. It is
Great.
his mom, but it's not
Great.
his mom's. You really don't
Great.
remember who gives them the sword?
No.
You have no idea. Oh, I love it. I
No.
love this for you. I love this for
I
you.
have no clue. I don't know about what happens with Mr. Lovegood in the next chapter, and I don't know. I know there's something weird
I
because
love it.
it's
I'm
so
living.
weird. But
I live.
no.
Bring that
I
back. I live. No, this is great, you guys. If anyone can't quite remember, you and Adam are along for the ride for these next couple episodes.
For real.
Oh, I love it. So they go back and forth a bit about Dumbledore, and Ron's like, I honestly used to think he would like purposefully make stuff harder when I was like, in my really bad moods. But he's like, but after my experience with the Deluminator, he's like, no, I think, and he like kind of gets a little like, he like blushes a bit because or maybe it's his ears turn red, don't they? Because that's Ron's thing when he's a little bit embarrassed. His ears turn red, and he's like, well, because he knew I might leave. But then Harry, this is where Harry every once in a while gets some like banger responses when people say stuff like this. And I just love it. I love it when he gets one that slaps because he's like, no, he gave it to you because he knew you'd want to come back. And I was like, oh, I love it.
See, if I was Harry, I'd been like, yeah, you did leave.
Yeah, you would.
Remember that?
Yeah, you would be saying that, and I would be like, no, he knew you'd feel bad and you'd want to come back, We love to have a healthy balance in our friendship groups, guys.
We still don't really understand the Deluminator at all, but that's fine. That's fine.
Well, no, yeah, I don't know. I still agree with what we said last time, that it could have been something else. It could have been other invention of his that they didn't really understand. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they're going back and forth about Dumbledore a little bit, and then they start talking about Rita's book. I should say Ron is like, very like, he doesn't say it, but he just like seems relieved that was Harry's take on the situation. Mm-hmm. And then, yes, they start talking about Rita's book and what it says about him. And Ron essentially says the same exact thing as Hermione, where he's like, he was really young. And right away, Harry's like, he was our age. We are the same age as him. Mm-hmm. So
we're
Ron
fully qualified wizards.
Yeah, it's okay that we haven't actually learned how to apparate and are apparating. Because we're fully qualified wizards. It doesn't matter that we haven't graduated.
The further I get away from 17, the more I'm like, you are not adults.
My God. No, I think about that. I feel like,
I'm not saying I'm going to excuse people who had Nazi energy, right, at 17.
No,
That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, I don't expect you to, like, know anything.
I just think about even like my I just don't even feel like I really kind of, I still don't have it all together, to be clear. I don't know if you ever do, but like, I remember being in my late 20s and then feeling kind of like, okay, I feel like I feel like an adult person to an extent now. I look back on like early 20s even, and I'm just like, I don't know how my brain worked in a completely different way than it does now. Like I hadn't healed from so much. I hadn't processed so many things. So 17. We were Adam. Think about Adam. Think about like
junior in high school.
Y'all would have been embarrassed the like relationships Adam and I subjected ourselves to at this age. Like we were just with like shit men. Like I just am like, it just was such a time that age. I'm like,
famously, my junior year was my best year of high school. Junior year was my favorite year.
Oh, okay, yeah. But we were 17 in senior year as well.
Yeah,
until
for the first
half. Yeah. I guess it's different. I was a May baby, so I was like literally the same age until the end of the year, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, just 17. You are a baby, and they look even younger. When I when I see 17-year-olds now, like I'm like, we were babies like that, like.
And they're all doing skincare. It's crazy, Ari.
Yeah, they're on top of the skincare already.
Girl, I was doing oxy pads, thinking that would do anything. Pads? Yes, thinking that would do a thing. I had the little blot sheets.
Yeah, the little oil sheets.
What was that doing? Nothing? Crazy.
I remember Holly Lewicki was the first person that I saw that had those, and I was like, what are these? I was like fascinated by them. Yeah. I had dry skin, so I was like putting the moisturizer on. I didn't know what my skin was always dry. The summer was the worst. Like I would shower, and then I would get out of the shower, and my skin would be like, it was so bad. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah. So I was mad at... What'd you say?
On note 4. That's
no. We're farther along. Again, nothing really happens in this chapter, so hopefully we'll move pretty quickly. Harry's trying to practice with his new crappy wand that he doesn't like. And he does this by enlarging a spider. And then Ron's like... Okay, I'm sorry. I said he was just young, okay? Can you stop doing that? And then it literally says, oh, yeah, Harry forgot Ron's sphere of spiders. No, you did not. Sorry, I don't believe this.
It's subconscious jerkism.
Yeah, you should have written it that he was purposefully being a little bit of an asshole. I would believe that more than he just Adam, I will always remember that you are terrified of deep water. That's like me being like, I forgot that you're afraid of really deep water. What? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I was like, no, you actually tried to write that and thought we would believe it?
I just don't. No. I also like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what the point of this scene is. I guess it's just so strange.
Him practicing with the wand.
Yes. The point is that she's showing that he is not as powerful with this.
He is not
his wand.
He does not have the gift with this wand. Yeah.
But then I also think about how like canonically now Joe Rowling has signed off on the fact that like in France they just like choose wands. So then I'm like, then why doesn't it work?
Yeah, it should be fine then. We never heard of like anyone else, like when Ron got a new wand. Fine. Was there another person that got a new? Didn't Neville have to get a wand to replace he had his dad's wand?
Is it just that we're supposed to be like, oh, because I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. So Hermione comes out while Harry's practicing with this wand, even though it isn't going well. And she's like, you just have to practice with it because it's a new wand. And Harry has to stop.
He needs a really good old, almost like the oldest wand. Like in a group of wands, it would be the eldest.
Yeah.
He needs that kind of wand.
Yeah, just the oldest of them all.
Yeah,
He has to stop himself from kind of like snapping back at her, and to be like, okay, well, do you want to take the wand instead then to replace your wand? But he wants everyone to get along, so he's like, I want us to all be friends, so I'm not going to say anything. He's like, yeah, I'll keep practicing. So he does try to keep practicing, but his magic feels very clumsy and less powerful than before with his old wand. He's struggling. But then that evening, Ron ends up pulling out a wireless and starts like tuning it, trying to find like the right station. Because he tells Harry there's this specific program.
Ignore the fact
that
they don't know what electricity is.
There's no electricity.
But there's radio stations. We're going to ignore that because we could spend an hour on that
magic.
alone.
It's a magic frequency.
Magic.
The frequency of the universe, casting out their show.
Yes. It's vibes.
It's just vibe. We're just vibing out here, on the radio program. So it's just vibes and a password.
It's vibes and a password. It's basically your Morton security virus check is basically what the wireless is. Yeah. McAfee security.
You need a password to tune in. They change the location they're broadcasting from and also the channel to keep them safe.
That was what bugged me as I was like, what do you mean there's a dial? There wouldn't be a dial. There's no frequency. What are you talking about?
Just vibing out here. The magical energy in the world. Let me find it. So Ron keeps muttering potential passwords. Yeah. I can't find it. Is there an antenna? How do you adjust the signal?
Sorry.
Yeah. We can't. I shouldn't even ask.
Why?
I shouldn't even ask. So, Ron is like muttering potential passwords until Hermione like gets out of the bed that she was in.
Okay, I have to do this. It's not even a good like. There are times where she takes like something in the real world and then does a wizard version of it. So she changes it enough that it's like, oh, that would be whatever.
Yeah.
This is just a radio. She's describing a radio. She doesn't say anything about how it's different, how it's unique. It uses whatever frequency. She explains. She literally is just like, he pulls out a radio.
Yeah.
What? Babe, what?
I'm looking it up right now.
What? Oh, it drives me crazy. She didn't give anything to it. It works on dragon's breath.
Yeah, no, it is. It's just the radio works through magic.
Oh, good. Perfect.
Yeah, that's it.
But they have a wireless.
The wizarding wireless
power
is powered by magic itself. Yeah.
Is powered by magic.
Yeah. So just like an everlasting spell for the radio, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah, fine.
Okay, great. Love it.
So when Hermione gets out of the bed that she was laying in, Ron's like, "Oh, I'll stop. I'll stop if it's bothering you." Is it bothering you? And she just ignores him. He's just trying to find a way to engage with her,
I like the line, she deigns to look at him. That's so funny.
And then she's like, just ignores him, goes straight to Harry. She says that she wants to go to see Lovegood. Xenophilius Lovegood. And Harry is very surprised by this because she walked over holding the Life and Lies of Albus Dumbledore book. So he was expecting her to like try and talk about stuff about Dumbledore. She opens the book and shows him the same symbol that Xenophilius was wearing at the wedding in a letter that Albus wrote to Galette, and he used it in place. Galette. He used it in place of the A for Albus, so he did the little symbol instead of an A. She mentions that it was also on that really old grave that she saw in the cemetery, where she like mistakenly thought it was like his parents' grave.
Right.
And she's like, that grave was there way before Gellert Grindelwald was even like alive or even in school. So she was like, I'm sure this is important. I really feel like we should do this. And Harry is very hesitant, and he is trying to kind of discourage this because of what happened at Godric's Hollow. He's like, we don't need another situation like that. We really need to just
walking
like stay
into
safe.
A trap.
Yeah. He's like, I don't want to end up in another trap like we did before. That was bad for us. We almost died. And then Ron... Dad. So Ron suggests a vote. Because Ron's like, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I think we should go. And there's this one part where Hermione's like explaining why they should go. And he's like, yeah, that makes sense. And Hermione's like, no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I noticed. It made me laugh. It did make me laugh.
So funny, yeah.
Because she goes, Harry's like, why would Dumbledore do something like, why would Dumbledore do that? And she's like, well, maybe she's like fishing for straws, and she's like, well, maybe like Dumbledore did it because you had to figure it out for yourself, and that's when Ron goes, that makes sense. And she goes, no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. And then she's like, anyway, I think we should go. I know this is important. And so then Ron's like, I suggest a vote. And Ron like throws his hand up into the air. He's like, yeah. And then
I suggest a vote, me. Everybody who's in, me.
Everyone who's in. And then he's like, oh, sorry, Harry, you're outvoted.
Who wants to go to the Four Seasons Orlando? Me.
Who wants to go to Empire State Building?
Me.
It's okay, Adam. You can go next year. We'll go to World Trade Center next year. So Ron says he has an idea where the Lovegoods live because his parents would always like point in a general direction from his house. So he's like, oh, we can just go that way. We could just bop into, close to where the Burrow is and head on over there. And then Harry, when it's just him and Ron, he's like, you don't have me fooled. I know you only voted yes to like get in her good graces again. And then Ron's like, yeah, but cheer up. It's the holiday, so Luna will be home for the Christmas holiday. Or for, I guess, winter break, I should say, because now it's past Christmas. So this is where we find out the next day when they go to Ottery Saint Catchpole, right?
Ottery Saint Catchpole.
Ottery Saint Catchpole. When they land in the village, Ron's like, wow, it's really weird being here and not going home. And Hermione's like, you were just there. You were just hanging out with them. It's like the first
time she's talked to him, basically.
Yeah. And he's like, I didn't go back there. And I didn't remember this at all. When he started talking about it, I was like, oh, right. But so he did not go back home. He was like, do you think I would have received a warm welcome if I had to tell them what I did? That I just like that I left? Yeah. So he ended up staying with Bill and Fleur, and he's like, Bill was definitely not impressed with me, but he didn't like lay into me about it. Because I think he just obviously could tell Ron was like feeling pretty shit about himself already. And none of the rest of the family even knew that he was there. So Bill just like kept it quiet. Yeah. I mean, I would, if Melinda was like, I don't want anyone to know I'm staying with you, I would be like, okay. Like I would just go off of what my sibling told me.
I mean, yeah, but you also don't have 5 other siblings.
True. I think Bill is the most like, is he the most removed other than Percy, obviously?
I feel like Charlie's the most removed.
Yeah, that's true. Because Charlie's literally working abroad. So yeah, that's true. But Bill and Fleur in their little like newlywed bubble, maybe he's just like, he's doing his own thing. Because Bill also worked abroad in Egypt for years. I love the 2 eldest siblings were like, peace. They were like, bye, I'm getting out of Britain. Yeah. They're like, see you later. So they walk around, and this is literally what it said. They walk around for a couple hours. I was like, that is not casual. You can't just be like, it's cold. It's January. It's cold and wet.
It's crazy to me that he lived. I believe it because I believe that Ron doesn't pay attention to the world around him. Yes. Especially as a child. So I believe, I believe there's a world in which Ron does not know where they live. But, like, it's so funny to me that he's like, I don't know, she just always indicated up that hill.
Over that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they there's like a little kind of like cottage that they end up walking past or something that just looks like a typical like normal little British home.
Right.
And Hermione's like, oh, I wonder if this is, if that little spot's theirs. And Ron laughs and he's like, I think we'll know. I think we'll know when we see the Lovegood's house, okay? He's like, I don't think it's just going to be a cute little...
house is weird as shit.
Yeah. You're going to know.
Yeah.
How would they know? They're gonna know. How would they know?
They're
gonna know.
Do you think in the Wizarding world just has like a regular degular house, besides Arabella Fig?
Yeah, besides Squib. Literally, actually, every like house, like Grimald Place is like completely hidden. Mm-hmm. Like no one has just a normal house on the street.
I guess
Snape?
Bathilda's house was like normal,
relatively normal. Yeah, maybe.
She just was old and dead. She was dead.
Yeah, actually dead.
And actually dead.
So a little while later, Ron's like, aha, that's got to be it, surely. So he's like, it looks like a rook. And Hermione's like, it doesn't look like a bird at all, because famously, a rook is a bird here in the UK.
I don't understand a world in which Hermione grew up as a muggle and does not know the term rook for a chessboard.
For a chess piece, yeah.
Hermione Granger's first
Jean
thought
Granger,
when looking at a building that looks like a castle and someone refers to it looking rook-like, is a bird. Get out of my face. Fuck you. Fuck you. No, she's not stupid. Don't do this. Why would you write this?
You need an editor who like knows the characters and can like spot
and
when
also,
it's like this wouldn't make sense.
We're not gonna now, again, 6 books later, be like, remember how Ron's thing was wizard's chess? We haven't talked about it in ages, but I'm gonna remind you of it now. Fuck you. Fuck
you. You don't get to do that to us. The ones that really wanted an arc for Ronald.
Mad.
Yeah.
I just was like, it's not even a good joke. It's not worth the scene. It's not worth this bit of dialogue back and forth where he has to be like, well, to you, you'd call it a castle. Everyone on Earth that's ever played any version of chess, which exists in the Muggle world.
Yeah, it's not a wizard game.
Your version is called Wizard's Chess. Yours is the iteration of our version. Fuck up! I was so mad about this. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a house that looks like a rook, which is a
also
piece of
chess is like a complicated game. So the fact that like Ron can just randomly play chess, but then she literally does not it's like that's the only thing he's talented at.
And also like I'm sorry, Hermione Granger being a child who like seemed smart, there is no way that no one was ever like, you should learn chess.
Yeah,
it's fine for her not to like it.
Yeah.
It's fine for that not to be her thing. Yeah. But there's no point. I do not believe Hermione Granger was never sat down and be like, so these are the pieces of a chessboard.
No, for sure. It's
do I think
weird.
she was busy playing her Nintendo? No, I don't. I don't think that.
She wasn't a horse girl. We know that. We've discussed.
Her parents, I'm sorry, these two dentist parents do not give me, we're all watching TV every night energy. They're giving we're raising our single child, our only child.
She goes,
and she's going to be well learned.
Vacations in France, you know? I mean, like, we hear that from Hermione herself. So... yeah, so then he's like, "Oh yeah, it's like a castle, a standalone castle, basically. It's just like
it's
a
reference
circular...
in Alice in Wonderland. Fuck off! Like it is.
Yeah, yeah.
A book that Hermione would have read as a child, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's
That's all.
just
I'm
big.
done.
Yeah. It's a big round tower, basically.
Mm-hmm. It's a turret.
And sure enough, it is in fact the Lovegood home. So they walk up to the like garden gate. There's a little sign about the Quibbler. There's a sign saying people are allowed to pick their own mistletoe. And then there's also a sign that says keep off the dirigible plums. So once they're out front of the house, I forgot to mention, Hermione insisted on Harry wearing the invisibility cloak. I should have said that. Mm-hmm. But she's like, you should take it off now because he wants to help you. Oh, dang it. I forgot to mention this earlier as well. This was a part of Ron's argument. He wants to get into Hermione's good graces again. Yeah. He is like, oh, yeah, also Xenophilius was always saying in the Quibbler how we should help
in
you.
The Quibbler,
like, yeah, he still is like in favor of like
pro
you
Potter.
Pro Potter. So, yeah, he's like, yeah, I think we should go. And also we know that he thinks like Dumbledore, he agrees with Hermione in terms of now he thinks that, Dumbledore is being very intentional with the gifts he's given them because of his experience with the Deluminator. So they knock on the door. Xenophilius quickly comes to the door, but is like very curt and like upset with them when he comes to the door. And he's wearing a stained nightshirt and his hair is like all over the place. So Harry reflects on the fact that at the wedding he looked like even though he's an odd man, he looked much more put together at the wedding. So he's like, wow, he's like really let himself go. Yeah. And then, he like snaps at them. He's like, what is it? What do you want? What are you doing here? And then he sees Harry, and it says that his mouth forms a very comical O shape. So he's just like, ooh, 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 ooh. Harry's like, nice to meet you. I'm Harry Potter. He like sticks out his hand to shake his hand, but Xenophilius doesn't take it. He just stares at him. And he's like, Xenophilius is like, I actually don't think you should come in. Sorry, this is rather a shock for me. And Harry's like, oh, it won't take long. Can we just come in for a little bit?
I'm trying to, listeners, I'm trying to guess what the thing is based on what Ari deems as important to share in the recap of the chapter.
Exactly, yeah.
Because she keeps making little faces.
Yeah, Adam, trying to give you a little hint. So he tells them to come in. He's like, come in quickly. He like rushes them in. And then when they step inside the house, they see that everything within the house is also curved. It's a little rounded circular house. And me and Melinda have both gotten back into Animal Crossing recently. Excuse me. And I always think it would be cool if you could make like a little circular house or something. It'd just be fun or if there was a wall that gave a circular illusion, at least like something like that would be fun. When they step into the house, they see the circular house and then also that like the kitchen is a mess. They hear like a racket coming from upstairs. So he guides them up to for Americans, the second floor, for people in Britain, the first floor. Harry is assuming it's Luna, but when they get up there, Luna is not in the room. And there's a printing press that Xenophilius very quickly throws a sheet over.
Oh, this is important because Ari's mentioning it.
He throws a sheet over it. He's like, oh, excuse me. And like covers it up. He
throws a sheet over it. And then it is described as damping the noise. And I was like, a sheet over a printing press is not doing anything to the noise. That's not a sheet. Maybe a duvet. A sheet.
Get a duvet, girl.
A bed sheet. I think it's described as a tablecloth.
Yeah. Maybe it's a very heavy woolen tablecloth.
Yeah, it's actually made of lead, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a leaden table.
Yeah. You know, they're different in the wizarding
world.
world.
It destroys it immediately.
Yeah, exactly. So he asks, he's like, well, why have you come? Like, why have you come then? But then Hermione like gasps and interrupts him. And she's like, what is that? What is that thing on the wall? There's like this giant horn on the wall, like a unicorn horn, but massive. And he's like, oh, that's the horn of a crumple-horned snorcack. And Hermione's like, no, that's not what that is. That is an erumpent horn. And then Ron is like, how do you know that's what it is? And he like immediately starts moving away from it because Ron knows what an erumpent horn is, apparently. I love when this happens for Ron. I love when this happens for Ron. So yeah, he tries to put some distance between himself and the erumpent horn. And Hermione's like, it can explode at the slightest touch. So why is that in here? Why is that inside your house? But Xenophilius is like,
do you own this, you crazy person?
Yeah, and he's like not concerned at all. He's like, the erumpent is a very peaceful animal that like tries to hide, a shy animal tries to hide from everyone. Hermione's like, no. She's like really persistent about it. She's like, and Harry's kind of trying to be like, Hermione, you don't need to die on this hill. She's like, no, but it's really dangerous. It's essentially like
we're gonna die on this horn. I don't care. Like, you don't want me to die on this hill.
Yeah, I will die on this hill because otherwise we're all dying because of that horn.
Also, like, there's an animal that has a horn that explodes if you touch it.
Yeah, isn't that the oh gosh, I think it is in Fantastic Beasts at some point.
Oh, girl, I mean, mama.
It might be like a last defense type of thing that the horn separates or something. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look into it. I'm not familiar with Fantastic Beasts.
Or where to find them.
Oh, no idea. Someone asked me, like, I think I mentioned the podcast, and then they were like, oh, are you guys going to continue on with Fantastic Beasts? And I was like, no. I was like, Fantastic Beasts is like a little teeny tiny, like essentially like a textbook. Like I was like, it's not like
I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say this and I'm going to be very blunt. Everyone should feel very, very privileged that we got to the end of the book series.
Yeah.
For many reasons. Many reasons.
Yeah, exactly. Because of Joe. We've hung on.
We lost a friend. I mean,
yeah.
Keep naming them, girl.
Oh my goodness. He asks, Harry asks for his help. He's like, we've come here. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I missed. Xenophilius says he got the horn. Yes, this is what it was. Xenophilius says he got the horn for Luna as like a Christmas present. And then he asks Harry once again why he's there. He's like, anyway, why are you like trying to change the subject so Hermione doesn't keep going on about it?
Is this when he also shares how he got the horn?
Yes. So someone like 2 weeks ago knew he was looking for it. Knew he was very interested. This sounds like Hagrid in book 1 all over again, girl.
It sounds like a similar plot point that she's used before. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. So he's not concerned about the horn at all. Sure. And then Harry asks for his help. He's like, well, it's a bit dangerous to help Harry Potter, Xenophilius says. He's like, it's a little bit dangerous to do that nowadays. And then I was proud of Ron, because Ron just like straight out calls him out. He's like, straight up calls him out. He's like, you're the one that's been saying in the Quibbler that we should be helping Harry. We should all be trying whatever we can do to help Harry. So he's like, I didn't realize
that's everybody else, not you.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't realize that meant everyone but you. When if you actually could help him, then you wouldn't. And so like they're kind of like pushing back without just straight up starting a fight. And then it doesn't seem to be working very well. So then they're like, well, where's Luna? Let's ask Luna and see what she thinks. Because obviously they know Luna would be like, yeah, let's help him. And then he's like, she's down by the stream. She's getting something. What is it? Is it dirigible? No, plimpies. She's getting plimpies.
She's getting plimpies
to make some soup for us. And then he's like,
that sounds horrible. I don't know what it is. Sounds bad.
He's like, I'll go let her know that you're here, actually. Just 1 second. So he leaves the house. And then he's like, and when I come back, I'll help you. And as soon as he leaves, Ron's like, damn, what a coward. And he's like, Luna's got 10 times the guts he's got. In her mind, he's like, yeah, I agree. Because Harry's kind of like, well, maybe he's worried, like maybe he feels like someone's going to come after him. In her mind, he's like, no, I agree with Ron. Like, he's been telling everyone to help you, but then he's not willing. He's like so hesitant to help you himself. And also, like, Luna would not hesitate in that way for a moment. We know she wouldn't. Mm-hmm. So then Harry notices there's a bust of a woman wearing a very, very strange looking headdress that is made out of like little wings, radishes, and like these leather straps holding everything together across like the bust's head. And then
I couldn't even imagine what this looked. I literally was like, Mama, I'm gonna need a little like another half paragraph of description because I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be picturing. Girl,
I know. I was like, what are we doing? It was very hard to imagine it. So then Xenophilius comes back into the room and he's brought up tea for them. And he immediately just like shoves the tea tray into Hermione's hands and is like, yes, you found my headdress. Yes. Wow. So we found out he's assembled this. This is a bust of Rowena Ravenclaw. And he's put together this headdress on her that is supposed to like invite in intelligence and help you gain knowledge and alleviate things that can cloud your mind and blah, blah, blah. So whatever. Cool. He tries to give them the plant juice, this plant juice that is like bright purple. And he's like, Luna's very happy to hear you're here. She should be back with supplies. And she's got enough plimpies to make plimpies. I can't remember now. Plimpies to make soup for all of us. And then he sits down and he's like, okay, so how can I help you? And then Harry says, well, we wondered actually about this symbol. He shows, out of the book.
It's really giving Belle and her inventor father is really what this is giving.
Yeah, it is.
Little town, Ottery St. Catchpole.
Yeah, that's where Luna was. She was out on the hill singing. Mm-hmm. I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. That's what Luna's doing right now.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They show him the symbol, Harry specifically. Hermione's like encouraging him. She's like, no, go. This is your chance. He shows him the symbol, and then he's like, oh, yeah, you were wearing the symbol at Bill and Fleur's wedding. We were hoping you could tell us what it means. And Xenophilius says, are you referring to the sign of the Deathly
Hallows? And that's the end of the fucking
you guys,
chapter.
That's
the name of the fucking book.
It's the title of the book.
Crazy.
Is the next chapter the Deathly Hallows?
The next chapter is The Tale of the Three Brothers.
The Tale of the Three Brothers. Okay. And that is it. That is the end of chapter 20.
Chapter 20.
Chapter 20.
Great job. What a thrilling chapter with so much action. Action-packed, really, when you think about it.
Thank you.
That wraps up this chapter. Next week, us and our Labubu's will be reading chapter 21, The Tale of the Three Brothers. I've got some comments.
Okay.
Oh, okay. We have a few comments.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's go back. Episode 16, chapter 16, Godric's Hollow. Alexandra says, great episode as always, 5 stars. In regards to grief, I know Jo lost her mother and was inspired to write the books, which is interesting given that you all have noted the emphasis on James over Lily. So is it internalized misogyny or grief that prevents her from writing about Lily? Both? Who knows? Great analysis. Also, I have 3 dogs who I absolutely adore and cannot imagine life without them. Ari, I was starting to get a little choked up hearing about you missing your pups. I hope Khaleesi and Jack are playing fetch together somewhere.
They definitely are.
In chapter 17, Bathilda's Secret, Francis says, you guys are so funny pretending to fumble with keys and light candles. as a snake in a human form. I am terrified of snakes. I don't even go in the reptile sections of zoos. This would be my worst nightmare. I would be truly traumatized. Great shows.
Oh, wow.
5 stars only.
Can't even go into the reptile section. Wow. Yeah, that's real.
And then Alexandra also said, Ari, I'm also rewatching Avatar The Last Airbender, and I just started book 2 of the Kyoshi novels. Nothing would make my heart happier than you and Adam watching Avatar The Last Airbender and recapping it for us here. Pretty please.
Oh, my God. But if Adam and I don't do it, I will do it with someone because I freaking love that show. And I need to read the second Kyoshi novel. I finished the first one.
Aren't you doing it with... Is that not Lovers of Lore?
Yeah, no, we were going to do it with Lovers of Lore, but we have to do Arcane Season 2 first, because there's only 1 and 2. So we have to, close it out first.
I see.
But Avatar was next on the list. Yeah.
Gotcha. Chapter 18, The Life and Lives of Albus Dumbledore. Francis says, which just our 2 commenters, Francis and Alexandra. These are on Spotify. Francis says, Ari, I am with you on needing to read something properly and taking time. When I send my husband something and he says he skimmed it, I'm like, what do you mean? I also see what you mean about the things we used to believe when we were younger. I grew up in a conservative household in South Africa believing socialism was bad. But then I moved to the Netherlands in 2018, and now I would definitely describe myself as a socialist, much to my family's dismay. 5 stars only.
They're missing out.
And Alexandra, finally, our last comment says, on the goats, Adam, I don't want to know. Also, Adam, Google's the answer. LOL, you guys are the best.
That is so real, yeah. It's the same thing when we're like, we can't talk about this, but then we have to, because we're like, it'll keep me up at night if I don't just say this one thing.
We actually just got a comment. Wait, I'm remembering right now. We just got a comment on YouTube back from an old...
an older episode?
From an old episode from, I think, last book. I have to rush back real quick to find... Oh, here it is. They commented on last week's... or chapter 18, but it was about book 6. I'm at the end of the 5th book. Oh, I'm sorry, 5th book, sorry. I'm at the end of the 5th book by now, so still a bit to go. I was wondering if you ever found out what happened to Umbridge, because it is implied to be something specific by both her reaction and the way centaurs have had certain bad qualities in classic literature.
Oh, no. Oh, yikes. Okay, well then that means it must have been something bad. What is the connotation of centaurs in literature? Also, was it Francis that said the bit about living in or being a socialist now?
Francis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Francis, I wish more people were. I have 2 friends here that would definitely identify as socialists. And I just wish people were more open to that, because I do think that a lot of the really major issues that I have to do with how capitalism just benefits rich people. And it just is so infuriating that a lot of people aren't as willing to admit the truth about that, I think, because obviously we've grown up in the U.S. is a capitalist society, the UK is a capitalist society, so it's capitalism is what we've been born and bred to do, basically, but it's it's not great, especially for us, for millennials specifically. We're the generation that just lost out in so many ways. What did you find, Adam? Are you disturbed?
But I think what I have seen and heard is that in some classic mythology, because there is a wild, untamed element as what centaurs are, like, that's what they are inspire in whatever, is that it is alluded to the fact that she was like sexually assaulted slash raped by the centaurs. Yeah. So.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yikes is right. But
I don't wish that on anyone, not even Umbridge.
Thanks for writing in, and we love hearing what you guys think.
We do though. I get really excited about some of your comments, and thank you for who was it? Was it Alexandra that left the comment about grief and her puppies? Mm-hmm. Thank you, Alexandra. That is so sweet. I have me and Michael's to be clear, we go to like couples counseling like because we like to, not because there's anything wrong, just so no one's like, but our couples counselor who we just started going to see, who we really like, Lee, she just had like a dog that passed away, and she was like, oh yeah, like I have thought about going into grief counseling specifically for like pet loss, because it can sometimes be a loss that like people don't understand is so like earth shattering. But people that have experienced it know how like horrible it is. But yeah, she was saying like she was just like going through it after they had lost their dog and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad like I met you then, because she was kind of like, oh, sorry that like it turned in for a therapy session for me a little bit there when I was talking about my dog. But I was like, no, that's like, please do. Cause I was like, we've lost 2 dogs and it was terrible. So I am always happy when people that have unfortunately experienced that kind of grief, like when I meet them, because I'm like, please talk about it all you want, because it's so hard. Like, I'm like, I get it. It's fine. But yeah, anyway, thank you. That was a very kind comment. Thank you.
You can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcasts, as well as video versions on the Ampliverse YouTube channel and Spotify. As always, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you can get a perfect Newt score, 5 stars only, or else you'll be exploded by a
rumpet horn.
A rumpet horn. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at HBAnxious, YouTube at The Ampliverse. We are hosted on Spotify for podcasters, so thank you to them. And are a proud member of The Ampliverse. Check them out at theampliverse.com. Thanks, Ari.
Thank you, Adam.
And that's Ari with 2 R's.
2 R's.
Remembers. 2 R's,
keep an eye on that autocorrect. It loves to autocorrect it to 1, but there are 2.
Autocorrect.
Yeah.
And as always, is it spelled the same in the books? I can't remember. Now I'm like not.
No, I think it's 1 R, 2 N's.
1 R, 2 N's.
Yeah.
Okay.
It tends to be 1 R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as always, Knox.